You did that on purpose.
Perfect timing, that wasn't it?
Nice cold can. Okay, episode 11 of the Built for More that was a good start. Episode 11 with the Built for More podcast with myself and Jordan. So once again, thank you so much for listening. Can't believe we're on episode 11 already. Today is a little bit of a tongue-in-cheek episode, so we are diving in to the excuses we hear from clients, from gym goers on a regular basis, and we are going to rate them on how valid and reasonable they are in comparison to how pathetic they are as well.
And we've heard probably every single one 1,000 times over.
So these could be excuses for not getting to the gym, not adhering to your diet, not completing your check-in. Um, yeah, and we're just going to take a deep dive in. Obviously, like I say, please don't be offended by any of these. It is literally tongue and cheek.
No,
Um,
keep offended because if it's true, stop making excuses.
and we've made some excuses in our time. I'm sure we have.
Whoa. Speaking for yourself.
I have definitely made quite a lot of excuses in my time. So, but before we dive into that, actually, Jordan, it is your first week now, full 7 days on prep. How
Yeah.
are you finding it? How's the adjustment? Because you've not been in prep now for a good 2 years. 2 years?
3 years,
3 years.
2022 and a half, really. 2023, 24, 25, 26, yeah. Three
Yeah.
years.
So how have you found the adjustment getting back into it?
Struggling, bruv.
Yeah.
Really struggling. The fact that you believe that. What the fuck? Yeah, just in the trenches, bro. In the trenches, it's fucking hard. Like, yeah, really struggling. I don't know if we can mentally concentrate on a lot of things. What?
Just stop taking the piss now. Like,
It ain't that deep, bruv.
no, you're only a week in.
I'm absolutely fine. Do you really think I'd be laughing if I was?
Well, it was more for, I was hoping quite a serious answer
Yeah,
actually.
I'm gonna give you the serious answer. Let me have my moment. You ruin it every time. But yeah, first week, fine. Like I say, first initial week, kilo dropped straight off the back. That's easy. That's not body fat before people think, oh, you're losing body fat already. It's not. It's simply because my food was so high. Inflammation has dropped off. Things have settled down. Cravings have been high, which I don't really not normally experience. Every prep is very different. Cravings was high, hence why I've got a monster. But nothing I can't deal with. I'm not going, oh no, I need to kill the craving. Just deal with it and shut up. You'll be fine.
Quick top tip then. How do you deal with the craving? For those who might be listening to this and thinking, shit, I'm in a fat loss phase, my cravings are high, how can I manage this? What would you suggest they do?
I'll give you the fucking horrible answer. Just deal with it. Like, stop being a baby. Like, I'm sorry, that is ultimately what you have to do. It's going to get worse. It's probably going to get a little bit harder. But you have to find ways to deal with it. When it gets deeper into prep, as we know from last time, you have to probably. You've got sparkling water. There's an
This is how I
example.
manage my craving. It tastes like TV static.
Absolutely awful stuff. Yeah, zero sugar stuff. Flavor drops in your food like oats, yogurts, and things like that. Um, Obviously, make sure that you meal timings, make sure that you're sleeping, make sure you're recovering, make sure your routines on lock. Go for a walk if cravings are that bad. Like, just remove yourself.
Yeah, I found that the best thing to do when I was in prep last time was that for either get stuck into a good book, like whenever I was feeling like a little bit peckish or cravings, or I would just go on a walk. Like I literally would just remove myself from that environment. If you're sitting in the living room and your fridge is just around the corner in the kitchen, like it's too I would just remove myself from that environment. And then by the time I got home from a walk, those cravings usually had passed, or it would be time potentially for my next meal anyway. So it's just distracting yourself really as well.
Add more veg in. There's another one.
Yeah, I do get cravings, but I don't have a sweet tooth anyway. So like I don't have the sugar-free drinks. I hate sugar-free syrup in my coffee and things like that. So I think because I don't have that when I'm not in prep anyway. I don't really crave it when I go into prep because the taste for it's not there. Whereas you are a little bit of a bugger for little sweet. You do have a sweet tooth when you're not in prep. You'll always say yes to a fucking, I don't know.
Not in prep, by the way. Just make sure that I fucking clear to people. In my off season, when my calories are at
That's
four.
what I just
Four.
said when you're not in prep.
Ah, didn't hear you say that bit. Before people go, right, so you can eat what you can, and I can't eat that. Meh, meh, meh. Yeah, well, my calories are triple yours. It's a little bit different, and my body composition is a little bit different. Understand that. Other than that, fine. You, obviously, you're in prep.
Yeah, no, let's not talk about that.
Oh, well, there you go.
Not much to report.
You've done an extra 2 weeks than me.
This is actually my 5th week.
All right, an extra 3 weeks than me. It's not really technically, though, when you think about it from the timeline, but go on.
Anyway, I don't want to talk about prep. I just put it out there. It's my birthday tomorrow, guys. So if you've got any gifts that you want to send over, just drop us a message on Instagram and we can get that sorted out. All my sugar daddies, just get... Joking. Imagine if that's when you found out now that like I had sugar daddies that just like sent me gifts as and when.
Love, I've seen your DMs.
What would you ask for? Because that would be your response. If you found that out, you wouldn't be like, what? What do you mean? You'd be like, oh, ask for this, ask for that.
If I'm getting something from it, you're not, as long as they're not actually physically doing something with you, then that's cool. Get everything. Won't mind a new pair of Jordans.
You need an iPad as well because you steal mine all the time.
All right, an iPad. There we go. Well, that's got to do with plenty of supplements, as we've just
Is that what it is?
got an order.
I wondered what it was. I thought it was a birthday present.
I'm just showing people where I live, but I don't think you can see it actually, so that's fine. Yeah, the goodies.
Okay, anyway, cracking on with today's episode. So you're surviving prep. I'm not so much surviving, but whatever. My birthday's tomorrow. Again, just I'll say that about another 10 times this episode just to remind you all. And cracking on with this episode, let's go with the first few excuses.
Yeah, Sam.
But
What?
before we do, just the rating. So 1 is reasonable excuse. We buy that. We accept that. Fair play. 10 is that's
You're a
ridiculous.
little bitch and you're a baby. Yeah. Sound. Right. You want to go first or?
You take it away.
Which one shall I start with? Right, you straight into the deep end. Oh, maybe not. Got that many, haven't we?
Oh, the suspense is killing me. Just get on with it.
Okay, simple one. Work is too busy.
8 out of 10.
Are you going to expand or just...
Oh, right.
You don't have to, I just didn't know if you was.
I didn't know if you were going to rate it first.
No, I'm asking you, so you rate it.
Okay, 8 out of 10 because I do understand some people have very busy, stressful jobs. This is why it's not a 10 out of 10. And I've knocked it down a little bit because, yes, some people do have very busy, stressful jobs, and that can impact and affect their productivity, what they can get done, how much they can adhere to everything. However, everybody's job is busy to an extent. That is what work is. And like I think you're saying work is too busy for me to achieve or do X, Y, and Z. Well, then everybody could say that pretty much whenever they have a slight busy period at work. Like it's not too busy for you not to be able to do any of it. Yes, things might need adapting, but that is the whole point of having a little plan and a roadmap in place. Like it's not an excuse to just fuck it all off because you've had a busy week at work.
Sound.
But it is valid if someone has genuinely worked like 70, 80 hours a week.
Yeah, I think we get the explanation, yeah.
Okay.
Christ, I didn't know when you was going to stop. I'd rate it... work is too busy. I'm going to go a little bit higher. 8.5. I'm gonna be awkward.
Since when are we doing points and decimals?
8.6.
No,
Yeah. Look how much that pissed you off.
I don't like. Yeah, because what's 0.6 of a difference? Go on, justify that 0.6.
Okay. What's 1% difference?
Well, I
But you
don't
say
know.
client
You
start.
started
But you
fucking.
tell your client start, do this. That's 1% better. 1%
We're not
more.
on
1%
percentages.
better.
We're on decimals. You set
Yeah,
it.
it's practically the same, isn't it? So I'm going 8.6.
Yeah, but why? I want to know what that 0.6 is in it.
8.6 because, like you said, it is a genuine valid reason to people that generally do work a lot of 60, 70 hours a week. But if they can find the time to do 60, 70 hours a week, train 5 times a week, do the cardio, do the steps, meal prep, and don't even make a single peep, but someone's working 20, 30 hours, you have all the time in the world.
I mean,
That's why.
okay.
So I think it is a reasonable high 8.6.
Okay, next one. I know where this is going to be on the scale already, but let's just go for it. My Apple Watch died, so I couldn't track my workout, therefore I didn't do it.
Fucking 11. It's off the scale.
It is off the scale.
11.2.
Yeah, like, just because you can't track something doesn't mean you can't do it.
And I'm also, if you're tracking your workout, I think you're a bit of a melt.
Yeah, I mean, I've never even had a watch. I've never owned a watch, don't use one.
I've literally only put this back on for prep just to make sure my steps are
Okay,
more
you don't
accurate.
need to justify it. I know you're somebody that's literally like this. And then starts panicking when you get halfway through your workout. You're like, fuck, I didn't start my watch. That is you all
The
over.
thing is, I'm laughing because people watching listen to this, like, does he fuck do that? They know I wouldn't do something like that. Not a chance. No, I literally simply use it for steps and to track my heart rate when I'm doing cardio, just to make sure it's at the right beats
That
per
you're
minute.
not dying. Yeah.
I'm not dying,
Yeah.
pretty much. Yeah. Are you
I
right?
agree. I rate it over 10.
Okay. Basic people, put your Apple Watch in the fucking bin, waste of money. Next one. I don't want to get too sweaty. Yeah. By the way, let's just put this out there. These are excuses we've just made up. These are the ones that we've known from many, many clients over
You
the
know
years.
what? I don't know why I was so gobsmacked then because I've actually had, like, I've been on the receiving end of that quite a few times. They come to the session and that is the first thing they say, like, I'm going straight to work after this. I've done all my hair and makeup. Can we do an easy session today? Because I don't want to break a sweat. And I'm just like, sound.
Don't want to get too. Oh, but I want to look like you.
I mean, don't get me wrong, you don't have to be absolutely dripping in sweat to have had a good effective workout. We know that. But at the same time, you have to be willing to get a little bit like out of breath and a bit hot and bothered. Like it's not, I don't know. Yeah, I
What do
rate
you
that.
do? Do you say that to your partners when you're having sex? Or I don't want to get a bit hot and
They
bothered?
might, if they've just had a shower and they're about to get ready to go out, they might be like, I don't want to go out smelling of sex and I've just had a shower. Like, can we just
Just take it easy.
not get it too steamy?
I'm not going to go into it, Jesus. Before
No.
I get too crude.
Right. Back on track.
What we rating it?
Like 10.
Yeah, it is a high one, isn't it? But I don't think we're going to find any valid ones in this.
No, well, that's the whole point. They're quite funny, though, aren't they?
Yeah.
One of my favourites that again I've heard quite a few times is they've just had a stressful day at work, so they're going home, ordering a takeaway, having a glass of wine to de-stress.
You
And
do you, Bill.
yeah, like it really, especially without naming people, like calling anyone out in particular, it's when they come to their session and say like, how's your week been so far, da, 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 and they're like, oh, I've just had one of those days and one of those weeks, and it was just needed. So I didn't come to this is my first session this week because on Tuesday night I decided that I'd had such a bad day at work. The only answer was to order a chow mein. and some salt and pepper fried chips and have a big glass of wine. And I just needed it, you know. It was one of them, and I'm just like, no, I don't know. I genuinely don't know because I never get in and think, do you know what? I've had a really shit day. Let's just make it shitter and fill my face with crap and drink.
I'm going to add on that. You don't do that. You just come and fucking moan at me.
Well, that doesn't affect my progress, does it? So it doesn't matter.
It affects mine.
Does it? Probably gets you out the house to go do your steps and stuff, so it probably helps,
I
really.
was about to say that. I'm like, yeah, see you in a bit. So what you rating it?
Well, you're rating it 'cause I said it.
All right, what was it again? Too stressful.
Yes, stressful to the point where they have to order takeaway and have a glass of wine.
Don't get me wrong, I can handle, today was just a hectic day. My mind's not in the sense to go to the gym. I could flip that and be like, well, a gym's going to help with that because it's going to release everything, right? The same as a takeaway and fucking bottle of wine would do. So you're better off going to do that for yourself and then you're not going to have the urge to do that. But even if you have a stressful day and you don't go to the gym, you don't necessarily need to resort to the food straight away. Like, go do something good for yourself rather than adding a bad onto a bad.
That's what I mean. Like, that's what I don't buy. Like, I just think you could have a really stressful, hectic day at work, not be, like you say, in the right mindset to go to the gym. But what will help put you in a better mindset, and I guarantee it's not feeling sorry for yourself, eating whatever and drinking whatever. Like, that's just going to make you go to, and it's obvious because then the next day or when they do the check-in at the end of that week, they say that it made them feel guilty and worse and put them in more of a negative headspace. So I think it's just, yeah, the excuse of having a busy, hard day is a valid excuse to maybe shift your plans a little bit for the week, but it doesn't have to go, it doesn't have to spiral into that extreme. That's when it becomes a bit of a shitty excuse.
Yeah. Um, did I? Oh, I didn't even rate it, did I?
Oh, you did? Oh.
No, I didn't. Hmm. It's a high-ish one.
Well, I don't think we have to get too fixated on the numbers.
I say an 8. I don't think anything's going to be 10 out of 10 that I can think of anyway. Um, yeah, right, next one. Okay. It's just water retention. Every single week.
But why? Like, what reason? I'm intrigued now because
Oh, okay, so let's just say they check in and they instantly say, oh, let's go, it's going to get it. I think it's just water retention though. And then you're looking at obviously the plan and it's like you've not stuck to a single thing. That is called body fat added on. Yeah. Just water retention. That excuse only works when you understand what it actually is.
yeah.
But what are you rating it?
That's a tricky one because sometimes it could be valid. I think it depends on the client and depends on their level of knowledge. If they've been with you quite a long time, like say they can recognize fluctuations on the scale and they can recognize it in alignment with, they have pretty much stuck to the plan, but I don't know, from a female perspective of where the hormones are, or they have pretty much stuck to the plan, but they did have X, Y, and Z the night before because they were out for a meal, and because they've stuck to the plan so much and they've been doing so well, that has then led them to a spike on the scales the next month. Like, I think it depends on that client. Whereas if they're just saying that because they've just heard it fucking on Instagram as like this kind of what's it like trending thing at the minute, then like no. And if they've not actually been in any sort of phase for any amount of time and they've not, like you say, actually stuck to the plan, then it's definitely not just water retention. But like hard one to rate because it's really dependent on their reasoning.
I'll just give you the reasoning.
Well then, yeah, but an excuse for what then? An excuse for them not sticking to the plan is water retention. Or an excuse to not seeing progress.
Yeah, I guess they're almost being delusional to the fact that they actually are gaining body fat, but their excuse is no, it's just water retention.
I'd say like a 6.
Yeah. Next one.
I can't meal prep or plan because it takes up too much time and effort. This one really grates on my tip
Because it's too much effort
and time.
and time. But I'm sure that person or people easily went out on the weekend, socialised, travelled, had plenty of time to do that, right? But you didn't spare 1 hour that could save your whole week.
But this is what I mean, the same people, and do you know what, fuck it. I have a client that I'm having this conversation with nearly week in, week out at the moment, because every week it's the same obstacle, that I've just got such a busy life, I don't have time to plan and prep my meals. So I did a meal plan for her. Literally, I planned all the meals for her. She only had to go to the shop. I did the shopping list, everything. Still not done that because the same thing. Oh, I don't have time to prep it anyway, so I'm still not sticking to that. When ultimately she's wasting time every single day, probably about an hour a day at least, cooking herself some food and trying to fit it best she can to her macros on the spot with no planning and prepping. But that is taking more time out of a really busy day than spending 1 or 2 hours on the weekend doing a food shop and prepping some meals would take. And that's why it really baffles me. Meal prepping and planning actually gives you back time during the week to spend doing other things, even if it's to spend having a bit of downtime for yourself. Like, it actually gives you time back. It doesn't take it away. It's the complete opposite. And that's why that one really pisses me.
Cool, so what are you rating it?
50.
50. And I'm dramatic with my point. Jesus.
What are you rating it?
9.
Fair.
Yeah. High one.
But do you know what else off the back of that, whilst we're on that subject, that also really annoys me? You know, when they use the excuse of not meal prepping because they don't like either eating out of Tupperware, they don't like reheating their food, or they don't like eating cold chicken. Like, there's always one. It's like, we'll heat it up then. I don't have a microwave and I don't like cold food. Okay, we'll just eat it cold then. I don't like eating out of Tupperware, to be honest. There's just something, and that really annoys me because you're just making problems now.
You're not a baby. You're an adult. Eat foods.
Yeah. I don't like reheated chicken, so I accept that if I'm going to have something that is
And
meal
do you know what the
prepped.
thing is? I've had clients eventually that go do that because it's, they ain't got a microwave or whatever. And they turn around and go, do you know what? It's actually nice and cold. And
I
then some foods
don't,
are actually nice and cold. Chicken and rice, boring bodybuilding, fucking for them lot jump in. I actually prefer it cold.
I do, and like I don't mind reheating food apart from I hate the taste of reheated chicken, and I know I'm not alone on that, but there's nothing wrong with like, it tastes better cold anyway, like we've just said. But also, if that's you've just got to accept it because you will adapt to it as well. You might not love it to start with, but the more you actually have it, you will start to like it. And then certain foods just heat up. And I know, again, I tell my clients if they really, really can't stand that and it's for their lunches, just start taking like chicken wraps or tuna sandwiches, like
Ah,
sandwiches and
chill.
wraps.
Ugh.
I know, sorry. But sandwiches and wraps are a bit boring, but they don't require heating up. And most people can quite easily eat a chicken wrap for lunch.
Yeah, there's plenty of easy things if you don't want to reheat up
Yeah.
anything.
So yeah, I know that was kind of an add-on one, but annoys me.
Um, okay, next one. My partner wants to go out to do all these events, socialize, whatever you want to call it.
I suppose that can be like partner or friends or whatever, can it?
Yeah.
Um, I do feel this is a little bit of a tricky one. Because part of me wants to say it's completely invalid, really. Your goals are your goals and just crack on with it. But I do empathise with, again, it depends on the relationship and the people. Like, if you don't get that much quality time with your partner and then you do have a few things planned and it makes them feel uncomfortable if you're like, I'll go, but I'm not eating with you. I'll go, but I'm not drinking. Like, it can create a little bit of a rift and disconnect in the relationship. And I do feel like some relationships maybe aren't mature enough, should I say, to manage that in a healthy manner. And I do think if that's in the back of your mind, then it is a little bit harder to stick to what you need to be doing. And it is a bit more of an excuse because it's not just, there's a bit more of a ricochet of like what could happen as a result of you.
Yeah. It
You know
is,
what I mean?
it can be valid, but it's only valid if you've tried to work around it. If you just use it as an instant excuse because it's easier, then that's when I'm like, you've not tried. At least try.
Yeah.
But yeah, like your environment, it is difficult for many people if they don't understand it, they question everything, and they just can't accept what you're doing or who you are, etc., etc. But it can be done. Like I say, we went to watch a comedy show, didn't we? It can be done.
Yeah, but what people will argue back to that is the fact that me and you were both in prep.
But the thing is,
But
yeah,
I know we did it last year when I wasn't at, I was in prep. I was deep in prep and you wasn't at all, and you had all sorts whilst we were there, and I could just take my fucking
yeah.
sparkling.
Again, you could say it's easy for us because, but again, we've built into those habits like years ago. Yeah, it had been, yeah, give me all that food, give me a couple of drinks, but we're not phased by that because we're, that's why people struggle because they're obsessed with the food and the drink side of things. We're not anymore. We're more obsessed with how can I get better. The food and drink is always going to be there when it's needed.
And I think it is like putting things into perspective as well, because if you're not in like an intense prep or anything like that, and you can have a little bit more flexibility, like it depends on the
Don't get me wrong, by the way, if I was in my off season, straight up, yeah, I'd been having those chicken wings that I see there. 100%. But
yeah, and it like I say, it depends on the frequency, because if you're having a date night kind of with your partner once a month and that all it is, like 100% go and enjoy it. But if you are doing it once a week or even multiple times a week, then I'm sorry, you are going to have to put your foot down if you want to make any progress with your other goals. Like I
yeah,
think it's all relative
especially
as
if your
well.
goals are like you say, prep, photo shoots. No, if you're in a good fat loss position and you can have like that extra bit of food and you can fit it in, then great. But if you like say if you're doing it on a regular basis and you're not getting the results that you want and the progress that you want, it's probably quite a factor there that you're going to have to change something.
And in terms of it being a valid excuse, I'm still going to put it quite near the top actually. I still think it's about an 8 out of 10 because it's not an excuse for you not making progress. Like, yes, it's a reason, and yes, it is an obstacle, and but in terms of an excuse, you can't blame somebody else. So that's why I think it's a shit excuse because you're not actually taking
They're
accountability
not
for any of it.
force feeding you and shoving it down your throat.
Yeah.
Yeah, how about that? Similar, very high. Next one.
I'm stealing one of yours.
Oh,
Sorry, I can't see it. I know what's in your head. I just love.
by the way, I hate this. She thinks she knows me more than she does.
I do. I know this is one
Say
of
it,
yours.
say it, and I'll see if
I just love food way too much.
that one.
Well, why did you lie to me then before this podcast? You listed some off, and that was one of them.
Thinking you're smarty pants. Oh, I'm gonna nick it because I know what you're thinking. No, it's because I told you. Yeah, well, so is it. I love food too much. Yeah, so do I. Ask Devon. I'm the biggest
So
foodie.
do I.
Yeah, both of us. To be fair, I just probably eat more of it.
I'm a Taurus. It's literally food is the.
Don't do that
Well,
nonsense.
that'll move me on to the next excuse.
No, we're not doing that one. No.
But yeah, yeah, no, yeah, food is the way to my heart. Like, I'm a big foodie, and people are shocked, especially since I've done a prep. But that is one of the reasons I genuinely believe I probably won't be able to do a prep because of how much I love food. And honestly, like it's just not a valid excuse, and I've realised that myself.
You can still have food to enjoy. It's just the way you do it in the manner, like anything.
I would actually almost argue that it makes you appreciative and enjoy food even more.
Oh, we've said that big time. If you
Yeah,
do that, if you go out every single weekend eating it, right? There's a reason why you lack discipline because you're always expecting good things, good things, good things. Yeah, actually, those people that I speak to, especially clients, actually, I want that good. Okay, so done all that. You've kind of disrupted your progress. and it wasn't even worth it because you didn't even enjoy it. What is the fucking point?
It's almost as if like your taste buds, when you're having it all the time, become kind of immune to nice tasting food. Like I think, whereas when we go out, and we've said this before, we don't go out that often, but like when we go on holidays, we will literally all our holidays really revolve around is eating nice food and going to nice restaurants because we don't do it in our day-to-day life. So when we do, we appreciate it and we enjoy it so, so much. Uh,
Spend money.
yeah, pretending that we're like, I don't know what, bloody, yeah, I don't know. It's a bad habit to get into, actually. It's an expensive one.
It's
But
not. We don't do it every weekend.
but that's what I mean. We have got that mindset that we'd rather not spend the money. And plus, it's shit restaurants around here. Why would we spend the money on like
You
quite?
say like people know where you live, like everyone knows where you live.
Well, they do. You showed them the parcel with our address on. They do now,
A good job of moving.
hopefully.
Yeah.
So yeah, that one is a 10 for me because I am living proof that I would have used that excuse 5 years ago. I used that excuse when I watched you do prep when we first got together. I was like, there's no, I used to say that to people. Oh, there's no way I could do it. I don't know how Jordan does it. I just love food way too much. And it's not like I've done it myself. That's just not even a thing.
You got any more?
Um, oh, the one I was going to say, which we're not going to say, but I am going to say.
You're not gonna do it.
I am going to say it because girls will find it funny. But I can't remember the why. I remember the reason why. So basically, when we're talking about, because I brought up the fact that I'm a Taurus, so you can't blame your star sign first and foremost. But if you're into astrology, crystals, you cannot use the fact that Mercury is in retrograde as a reason for everything going a bit tits up. Okay? Because I do see it, and I have seen it, and it's not, I'm sorry, but no, it's not valid. And I do like, I don't do crystals or anything like that. I am interested in star signs and stuff like that, but even they're not valid to an extent. Like, I'm a Taurus, I'm lazy, and I am a little bit lazy, but it doesn't stop me getting my shit done. Why are you pulling a face?
Nothing, sweetheart.
It still gets done, it just gets done in my own time.
Oh, yeah. I remember that one.
But that's my stubbornness as well, I can't help it.
Okay. We could go through loads and loads and loads. There's a few, right? We could probably say about check-ins and things like that, right? And all that jazz. But, yeah, stop making your excuses, people. Finish off. Top 3 excuses that you hate.
Oh, can I not do one that like I've had that was just out hilarious?
Come on, finish off.
When my client messaged me to say that her cat had died, so she wasn't coming to the session. Anyway, fast forward 2 weeks later, and we're just having a general conversation and about pets, about animals, and she was just like, "I've never had a pet." So I was like, I said to her, I said, "I thought your cat died," and she just started laughing and she went, "Oh, do you know what? I just really couldn't be asked to come in." And I went, well, at least you're being honest now, I suppose. And she was like, yeah, I just knew if I said to you, like, something or someone had died, you couldn't really say anything back to that. Like, you couldn't. Well, no, but I couldn't. I was just like, oh, God, I'm so sorry. Like, I wasn't going to message her and be like, I don't care, still come to your gym session. She knew that I couldn't try and dig any deeper with that one. And I was just going to be like, oh, God, I'm so sorry. So yeah, we laugh about it now, but I just remember that she actually lied to me. She had a make-believe cat, and then she caught herself out because she's like, "Oh, I've never had a pet," and I was like, "What? Hello, what?"
Yeah, go on then. So, yeah, your top 3, top 5, whatever you want to do it as, excuses that you hate. Really fucking drive you up the wall.
I feel like I've just said them all.
Really? I thought they was light ones. All right, I'll do mine then. I don't think I mentioned any of them.
Inspiration.
Oh no, we did. I love the food too much. That's probably one of them. Um, Too tired. I think did we mention that one?
No, we said too busy.
too busy, too tired. That drives me insane. Guess what, pals? The whole world is fucking too fucking tired. I don't think anyone in this day and age is not tired. We have to do a lot. We have to work a lot, and then on top of that, families, bills, our own goals. Of course, we're all tired. Didn't have time. Did we mention that one? Just forgot. Drives me insane. Just forgot. Just forgot what? It took you this long. Oh my god, it drives me insane, that one. You didn't forget, did you? You just couldn't be bothered to tell me and communicate like an adult. That's too much hard work.
Yeah, too much effort is wild to me.
That's too much effort. Okay, so the results that you want and the people that you see what you want, good luck then, because that's what you need to do.
And I genuinely do think, like, if it was, and I know we hear this and see this probably quite a lot, but like, if all of this was that easy, everybody would be absolutely flying and in perfect shape and so healthy. And we literally live in a country where the majority of the population is overweight and unhealthy. So if it was so easy and it didn't require any effort, do you not think you'd be there already? So it's like, how can the reality hit you that it actually requires a little bit of hard work and then you're just like, it's just too much?
Yeah.
You know what now you've inspired me. One of my,
Crazy.
and this is going to sound a little bit insensitive initially, but hear me out. When people say they're finding it overwhelming, because I'm saying hear me out because I do understand that when you potentially start on your fitness journey, start with a coach, there's probably a lot of things that you've never even thought about before, that you've never even, put into practice before. And really, if you've got a good coach, they should be easing you into it and laying them foundations and building blocks. Yeah, but it can still feel like information overload at once. But ultimately, I don't understand, or I can't understand how trying to just move a little bit more, trying to plan ahead with your nutrition and trying to get to the gym a couple of times a week or build that into your schedule. I don't understand how that can be more overwhelming than never really knowing what you're doing, not planning your days, having to think about what to cook and eat every single day, having to change your outfit God knows how many times before work because you hate how you look in the mirror. I can't comprehend how making these small changes to health and fitness can be classed as overwhelming, but going out and getting shit-faced every weekend and not remembering the night and then going to work hungover, tired, behind on your week before it's even started, I don't understand how that's not overwhelming. Do you know what I mean? I feel like it's a bit of a cop-out when people say, I just feel really overwhelmed by it all.
Yeah, and I say this all the time, when you usually feel overwhelmed, it's because you've not prepared.
Yeah.
And you're not doing the things that are required. That's why you feel overwhelmed. It's usually, like I say, when we get, same with like when we're doing work stuff in our business, right? And we get overwhelmed, it's because we've not done the things required and we know we haven't and we're trying to do them, but it feels too much. That is why. It's because you simply haven't done the basics. So yeah. Are you adding to that top list or?
Not really. Again, like I've had some funny ones. This isn't like my worst ones, but again, like going through, this is going to sound a bit insensitive again, but like I've had ones where like they're going for a breakup or something, and again, I'll be empathetic to an extent and understanding, and if you cancel in one gym session, fair enough. But again, I've had it when a client has literally been seeing this person not very long at all. They've not just cancelled one gym session, they've cancelled a whole month's worth of gym sessions because they can't get out the bed or the house, because they've just split up with their boyfriend that they've actually only been out with twice, and only been with about a week and a half. And then they're happy to derail their whole month's worth of progress because they're just so heartbroken they can't get out of bed. And then that's when I find it quite difficult.
I'm laughing because I find it funny because I'm like, if we split up right now, we would just know that wouldn't happen.
No, like no offense, if we go through a breakup, or like a lot of people will be like, yeah, I've gone through a breakup, I'm gonna fucking prove them and show to them what they've lost.
Gotta get that glow up, girl.
That revenge body.
Uh,
Yeah.
Crazy.
But
Yes.
that's what I mean. That's why I think it's a cop-out. It's not a valid excuse. It's just a good reason. They just were looking for a way out anyway.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, any more? We're leaving it there.
no, just on the flip side, I suppose, like obviously as coaches, yes, we hear all these excuses, but sometimes I am proud of my clients, some of them, for how they crack on. I am. I do. Sometimes I think, do you know what? You're so like there's this is what I mean. We're laughing at these jokey excuses, but then I work with and have worked with so many clients and women that they're going through the mill, they're going through shit. Like, I mean, deaths in the family, relationship problems, they're going through just all sorts, mental health, loads of stuff, and they will still do. And that's when it makes the other excuses look even more so pathetic, because there's always that handful of people on the other end of the spectrum that will still not miss check-ins, still communicate with me, still get to the gym when they can, still. And I just think, do you know what? If you can do it when you're managing and dealing with all of that shit, it does make the other people look a bit.
That's my point. Like I say, we're doing this as joking, but some of these are pathetic excuses, hence why we did this episode. So clients, if you are listening and it's probably you with half of these, get a grip of yourself. But also at the flip side, we don't say it because, you just need to do it and stick to the plan. Like, we understand it, because I would never put myself in a position of my clients that I've never gone through. If I genuinely think it's a valid reason, I'm like, do you know what, that's fucking valid. Like, I know what that feels like, etc. But also at the same time, when I've got clients that are, like we said, working 70 hours a week, I would use Rebecca, still worked. Her dad died, still went to the gym, still got on the nutrition. It was fucking hard for her. But she know if she tipped herself off the edge, she's going to be back at square one.
Yeah.
And that's just going to cause more problems for herself, mentally and physically.
Yeah, and I'm the same. Like, shout out to one of my clients. I won't name her, but she's, she had the same. Her dad died. She's only young, bless her. Her dad died. She had all this stuff to look after with her sister, and she comes from a very broken family. And a lot of pressure was put on her to sort everything out after his death as well, and they weren't even close. And then, not long after that, she went through a really hard time with a relationship situation, which again, won't go into. And then, when we thought everything was all right, she went and slipped on the floor in a washing machine and tore her leg, tore the cartilage behind her knee. And honestly, like, this wiped her out for ages, but in all of that chaos, never missed a check-in, never cancelled a session. And when there's people like that, I will salute them and hold my hands up and respect them, because no, but it's true.
No, you make it sound like they've gone to a fucking war.
No, but that kind of is. Like, I do feel like, talk about knocking somebody when they're already down, and she still just kept picking herself up.
So yeah, like I say, there's excuses, but there's also valid reasons. And like I say, there's people out there that will go above and beyond with a lot of shit going on in their life. So there's always people doing worse than you, and they will never use an excuse because they want it for themselves.
And it should almost be your anchor as well. Like, when all that chaos is going on, like, you and your goals and your life should be your focus and your anchor that you can keep coming back to.
There's always a way to flip it into a positive. Okay, it's not a positive situation you might be going through in the background, but you can put your focus into a positive and going, okay, I'm going to put that energy to feel better in somewhat way. But yeah, we'll leave it there, because Devon's got to go to the hairdressers and get her hair
I am
done.
getting my hair cut, guys. Don't even laugh at me. But, I know, last little thing, and then I'll wrap it up. I have not had my hair cut, and this is really embarrassing, I can't believe I'm admitting it, but I have not had my hair cut since lockdown. I got it cut to like here, though. I had a little bob. And that
Just let it go, basically.
honestly, it's my birthday tomorrow. I'm treating myself to a little trim.
Oh, people are going to be listening to that going, why is Jordan not treating you?
He don't treat me to anything. They already know this.
Right, I have bought you. You've had your 2 birthday presents already.
No,
Well, you have.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Fucking lie, you opened them both.
No, you opened them because you couldn't keep them until I wanted to open them tomorrow.
Oh well. Sorted.
You were like, oh, no, go on, open it. I can't keep it a secret.
I don't know what you think I am, man. Do not do that shit.
You did. All right. Let's go.
Right. Okay. Goodbye, people.
Bye.